Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a una nueva transmisión aquí en el streaming que tenemos junto a mi compañero Geraldo Borges. Voy a hacer una pequeña introducción en español y después vamos a cambiar a inglés, porque tenemos un gran invitado hoy día que nos pidió. Vamos a hacer una mezcla entre español, portugués e inglés, a ver si algo se logra
Se entiende todo, ¿ya?
entender. Así que ahora voy a cambiar a inglés y voy a intentar comunicarme de buena manera. Les pido disculpas del caso, el inglés no es fuerte. So, thank you, Mike. We're here with Mike Deodato. Thank you for share a moment with us in this humble streaming. You have a lot of fans here, so it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to ask you that. First of all, thank you so much for accepting our inviting here. And first of all, I'd like to ask you because your dad, I think your Chilean fans don't know your dad was an artist. And I'd like to talk about your father, your influence, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, my father, he created the first comic book in my region, Brazil, the Northeast, in 1963. And coincidentally, it was the year I was born, or it was fate, I don't know. But the thing is, he was a major influence on my career, on my decision to become a comic book artist, because he wanted to be a comic book artist too, but he didn't have the same chance I had. And so he would do what he could. He every newspaper he would be in charge of. He would introduce a page of comics, uh, uh, so he could help other artists to get sponsor for his their book. Uh, Anything he could do to help comic book in general in our region, he would do. And I would watch him every day, every drawing things for the newspaper and drawing the comic book, the Adventures of the Flame. That was the name of the character. He would even pose with masks, so he would do cosplay back then because it was first a radio show in Brazil. So he would write the script, play the character in the radio. He would take pictures of the mask for the kids. So I had almost a real life superhero at home. So everything it was make me love comics and want to do comics too. And he would buy comics for me, my brothers and sisters, and he had this big collection of old comics from the 40s and the 60s. So instead of my first
any of your brothers and sisters are artists too, or not?
Oh, no, they are the smart ones. uh, so, so instead of starting reading Superman or Captain America, my first books were books from the 40s, like Black Terror or stuff, space adventures, very weird but very good stuff. And he also introduced me to classic comics like Prince Valiant and Flash Gordon and Will Eisner. So didn't have a teacher at home that to teach me formally how to draw and stuff, but he made me realize the importance of these old masters. So it was a good thing for me.
For the Chilean fans too, you don't live in São Paulo, yeah? You don't live. You live in a city called João Pessoa.
Yes, in
Yeah.
the state of Paraíba.
Paraíba.
Yeah, João Pessoa. It's very hot. That's why we all dress like this.
Mike, you've been in the business for a long time now, but I want to ask you about your beginnings in the comic industry. How was that experience to being from to pass from a Brazilian artist to an international artist?
Yeah, it didn't happen in a sudden. It was a slow process, even in Brazil. Oh, my daughter. Hello. I'm in her room because my office. She took off my office. It's a big noise there, and so I started doing fanzines in Brazil, and then finally, in 1986, I had the chance to go to Angoulême in France, and there I had my my book, sci-fi book that I did in 1984. It was published in Germany, and then I thought that was it. I'm gonna be famous and live from comics. Not the time yet. So I still published in Brazil for 10 years, and then in 1991 they made these agents to represent Brazilians in America called Art and Comics, and then I start publishing in New York in the small companies like Malibu and Innovation, small ones, and then finally in 1994 I had the chance to do a sample for Wonder Woman, and that one they finally discovered me. So I was finally people finally saw my work after 200 years working on something. So it was great. It was great. I was telling another day that the first time I did a group of superheroes, I was just inking over Thomas Derenick on the Protectors, but the feeling was like I was doing the Avengers. It was a small book, $10 a page, working on the back of my home in a normal table, very cheap material. But for me, it was like I was doing Avengers. It was the feeling you never forget, and no, so it was great. I still feel the same energy, especially now that I'm shifting my career for another adventure. But that initial feeling, it's amazing. It's like first love. It's different.
Oh, very cool.
You keep that love for certain characters because after that you draw a lot of characters for, especially in Marvel. So do you have a personal favorite or something or something?
Yeah, I love from my run at Marvel. My favorite is Old Man Logan because he's the Wolverine, old and grumpy and grumpier and more experienced and more lethal. So it was great. He was already a very deep character with a lot to explore, and he being old and dying. It was fantastic. Love that run. I think Wolverine is my favorite at Marvel. But my favorite now is Berserker Unbound. But we can talk about it later.
Of course. Look, and a question. In that time, did you believe one day it would be possible to work with comics in João Pessoa, a distant city from São Paulo, for example? The things in Brazil happens a lot of things in São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, but in our region in Brazil, Fortaleza, João Pessoa, are cities that something for something happen, it costs a lot of time to happen something. And that time, did you believe one day you could work with comics, live with comics?
Yeah, since I was 13, I was absolutely sure I would live from comics and make comics and be a comic book artist. I had no idea it was gonna take that long for me to finally, only I think 15 years later, I managed to do that. But it was my dream since I was 13, and I was pretty confident I'd make it. So
Great. I see. Like Marvel, DC, great editors. It don't mind. It never mind. Let's talk about Berserker and Bound. Yeah. Uh, how you started with this project with Jeff Lemire? You proposed Jeff Lemire to do this, or a country? And let's talk about how you started to work on Berserker and Bound.
well, Berserker, I was working with Jeff in panels
Yes.
a couple of years ago, and we did 6 issues. We came along very well, and loved to work with him. And then he wrote me asking if I was not interested on doing something creator on with him. And of course, I was interested because it's just a year. And he asked me what I want to do. I said I want to do Barbarian. That was my only contribution to the to the book in terms of ideas. And and because people say usually, oh, we discuss and we change ideas. No ideas. I just said I want a Barbarian. Uh, but back then we didn't know that Marvel was getting the rights back from Conan. We had no idea.
See, yeah, I
So
remember. I remember. Okay, one day,
it,
I was at your home, and you showed me some amazing pages of Berserker Bound before Marvel announces that will publish canon. And these pages are awesome. I'm really eager to see this stuff published. And that later, of course, we can see Berserker Bound.
yeah, it took me 1 year working on the weekends only because I was Marvel exclusive. My intention was to try to convince Marvel to let me publish while I was on contract, but they didn't let me. What was okay for me because they always were good to me, let me do a lot of things even under contract. In this case, there was this conflict of interest that I didn't know back then, but later I knew, and so I was working on the weekend, 6 pages for Marvel and 2 pages for me in the weekend, and it was brutal because, as you know, we artists we can do only one book a month, tops, without dying. A writer can do multiple books because they can write big battle on page one, and then they switch to the other part, and then we have to draw the freaking big battle.
It,
And
exactly.
and then it was when I found out what. Okay. Then it was when I found out that it was impossible for me to do both things, to work for Marvel and to work independently. It was almost impossible. And that when also I decided that I had to choose between dreams. I had lived my dream of drawing superheroes for 24 years for Marvel, not counting the time I drew for the company. And
Ah,
Vamos a
sí,
esperar a que Mike se vuelva a conectar.
ya, se cortó un poco.
Sí, tiene algunos problemas de conexión
Ya,
para poder seguir la conversación.
ya.
Agradecemos a toda la gente que nos está viendo, por supuesto.
over,
Vuelvo. Mike? Ah, ahora sí. Y la gente quiere hacer preguntas para Mike Deodato. Hay que aprovechar la oportunidad porque no es todos los días que está acá. Ah,
Yes, Mike. Hi again.
are you back?
yeah, we're back.
Okay. So I was saying that I had to choose between my dreams of working for Marvel or doing independent. I found that the hard way that it was impossible to do both for me at least or my speed. So I decided to leave Marvel. I completed the book and it's all around the world now. I'm very satisfied. I love to work with Jeff. I hate him because he works for everybody. He has no time for me anymore. We are planning to do a continuation. Yeah, he wants to do everything. He wants to do the script for movies. He wants to do the everything. Man, let's leave some work for other people. But we are planning to do a continuation when he finds time. But it was great. I loved the result.
I think for me, your case is very special because you was one of the most important artists in one of the most important publishing companies, but you feel the need to move forward, to follow your path. And I think that's a very great lesson for many artists that maybe feel very comfortable in doing just a job, but you're making your own stories, your own characters, and you're in a way following your own path. Uh, do you think it takes many years to to take account or to recognize that path, or from the beginning you wanted to draw your own characters?
¿Se cortó?
Se quedó congelado.
A ver.
Esperemos un momento. Pucha, yo aquí hice la misma pregunta.
Eu não sei se hay que hacer la misma pregunta. Pero para ustedes que están ahí, sepan que Deodato, su nombre verdadero, después pueden preguntar. Ay, no voy a decir. Voy a volver ahora. 1, 2, 3. Ya.
Hello again, Mike.
Sorry, probably my connection is terrible here. I'm gonna change when the pandemic is over. First thing I'm gonna change my
No problem, buddy.
No problem, Mike.
internet provider. Uh, you you are asking if I will always.
Again. Ah, ya. Perfecto. Hay una pregunta acá. Cuando vuelva, pregúntale si tiene alguna anécdota de su trabajo en Wonder Woman, Los Vengadores, Hulk.
Right?
Hello, Mike.
Mike va a conectar de nuevo. Ahí está.
Hello again.
Oh, I'm sorry again.
No problem.
Sorry. Anyway, Well, I started in comics like everybody else, doing independent comics, and then I had the chance to do superheroes that I grew up reading them, so it was a dream came true. But yeah, with time, I started developing this urge again to do independent. It started when I did the cartoon art of Mike Deodato years ago, and then when I did quadros for Editora Nino in Brazil with short stories, and then it finally it when I did Berserker, then I had to start doing independent. It was time. I'm old. I'm old. I had to start someday. So I think it's a good time now. I'm working now with Awa. I'm doing
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
the Resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very happy there. Uh, Actually, it's like I'm at Marvel again because I'm working with Bill Gimas, Axel Alonso. So it's like be at home, and uh, I go along very well with Axel. He's a good friend. We've been working since 2002 with Incredible Hulk, and I consider him my friend, and he's a great talent, one of the best comic editors in the world. And so when he invited me, he heard about me leaving Marvel. He invited me to do creator on there, so I couldn't say no. It was too good to be true. Like the stars were lying. So.
But your first creation for our was not the resistance. Resistance was Bad Mother, no? The first one.
Yeah, I was yeah, I was supposed to start with Bad Mother, but then he asked me if I wouldn't want to create the our universe along with J. Michael Straczynski. So okay, I'll I'll wait to finish Bad Mother. So we
Later.
started doing it, and it is fantastic. This feeling of building everything from zero, from scratch is fantastic. I felt almost like I'm Jack Kirby. I'm
Yeah,
kidding,
of course.
but and it was a great experience. The story is fantastic. It's like he was. It was a weird coincidence because it's about a pandemic that killed millions
Of
of
course.
people, and we are living in a pandemic now. But we didn't know. I guarantee it was not a stunt, a publicity stunt. I did not release the virus,
It's a huge
and
marketing campaign.
I shouldn't be joking about this, but I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm old. I'm old, and so it's great. And then after that, I could come back to do Bad Mother that I'm finishing now. I'm working on the 50th issue, and it should be out in July 1st, if nothing changed. And also a great story. Krista Faust is writing. She's a crime. She's great on writing crime stories, and the feeling I have is like I was working with Bruce Jones, same master of suspense, and it fits with my style. It's very noir, and I'm loving it, loving every project. I already have my next project assigned, and but I cannot say a thing. But it's fantastic. You know very about it.
Perfect. Mike, we have a question from Andres Cubillos, a Chilean artist. He wants
My student,
you
my student.
to, yeah, I'm a student of Geraldo, yeah. He's asking about your process. If you can share a bit about more about your process of drawing. your everyday, work?
Okay. Well, I like to start reading the whole script so I can feel the story and I can get excited about the story. And if possible, I'd love to. I like to read the whole script from all the issues if it's a miniseries. If not, okay. And then after reading it, I do small thumbnails in the margin of the very uh, script pages, just very tiny ones, so to place how many panels per page, because I have to figure out how I can distribute the action on the page. And after that, I do the proper layouts in the. I do everything on computer after that on computer, but it will be equivalent to a half of A4 page. And then I place all the
Se cortou una vez más.
Tenemos una pequeña problema
to bring it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I choose the panel that's most important so I can put it in more prominent than the others around. Of course, what guides me, my first intention is to bring clarity, make the story work even without dialogues or text. So it has to be perfect clear the story there, and but this is something that I already know how to do it, so I don't think about it anymore. It comes naturally. So I have now the freedom to play with the design of the page because I know it comes naturally. The storytelling will come clear and naturally, so I don't worry about it anymore. But for example, when I was doing Hulk in 2002, it was my main concern so much that I didn't play with design at all. I wanted to focus on storytelling. I even made the panels more away one from another, so it was perfect clear the passage from one panel to another. I made the panels thicker, the line. I wanted to make the storytelling the king. So because I was learning to how to do it that too. In 90s uh, I was very lazy with storytelling because it was in the 90s. We wanted all to show splash pages in action, and I would squeeze all the storytelling in the corner and make a big scene. So I had no consent. So I had to learn again how to tell a good story. So that's what I do. I choose a panel that I can pop it up if there is any, and then I plan how to do the other panels around. It's all in the layout phase, and I do it during the process. I choose the angles, everything that the script asks, and I add more. And I also look for references that I may need. If there is a street, a specific street or specific car, and already doing it and already reminding you where to find it. After I complete the layout, I used to send it to the editor, but now to gain time, I don't do it anymore. And then I go to references. I usually use Google, of course, to research for weapons, for houses, and everything that is not organic. And after that, if there is, I see if there, I need some photographic reference or poses. If my wife is at home, which is now because she's obligated, yeah, all at home, I can use her to take pictures of me doing the poses. Sometimes I use the light from the drawing board to do good shading, the light effect. And I use also the software Google SketchUp that is free. You can.
En el SketchUp, bueno, sí, efectivamente es un software muy conocido.
Muy bueno. Yo lo usaba mucho, pero ahora no.
Vamos a ver que recuperemos a Mike, que está contándonos parte del proceso a través de unas preguntas que hicieron ustedes.
Find a whole lot of reference for any weapons and
Weapons?
Muchas armas.
Valeu.
Hey!
Sorry again, I'm
No
back.
problem.
No problem, buddy. No problem.
I use this 3D modeling. They are very useful. Google SketchUp. There is this Google SketchUp warehouse. You can find a lot of models for all kinds of weapons and furniture and everything. So it makes my
digital or just old school paper.
Esse
El problema son mis preguntas, Geraldo.
Exato. É melhor não perguntar mais nada.
you
Aí eu 1, 2, 3. Lo importante es que pueda hacer las preguntas, porque ya tenía un montón de preguntas acá. Sí. Primero, enviar un saludo para mi amigo Roger Antonio, que me envió un saludo para nosotros. Roger, un abrazo.
Hey!
oh my God. I have to tell the name of my net provider is Claro. Never use Claro. I'm gonna change it.
I quit Claro here.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so I use all the, and then I do the finishes. I put I use Clip Studio Paint to work digitally. I work on a iPad Pro device, and I put layers of over a layer of my layout, and then I
Estamos esperando que vuelva Mike, tiene problemas técnicos.
and
En unos segundos más vamos a tener de nuevo la conexión. Recordemos que Mike nos está conversando desde Brasil. Hello again.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry.
No problem, man.
I feel like the main news TV news in Brazil, Jornal Nacional, being interrupted just when he's telling news about our shitty president. It's like on purpose. They interrupt. They make the image. Yeah. So sorry about that.
No problem.
Anyway, so that's the process. I send pages to my editor. I like to do one page a day. I don't like to do a lot. and I send every day. So this way I can get a compliment every day.
How about the design of the characters? It has been a change between the 90s and now. How did you adapt to that change?
Oh, you mean my style change,
Yeah,
or the change of the way of
in
design?
terms of the muscles and the.
Well, I don't know. We adapt as we go. You're right. Um, the only time when I had to do a, a, conscious, I don't know, an effort to change anything, uh, like in purpose, was in the end of the 90s, when my career was going down because it was so bad. I was working too much. I had lost love for comics, so I had to like rework my brain. I had to access my memories from when I was doing fanzines in my room just for the fun of doing it. So I had to, okay, that's why I'm doing comics. So I had to recover that. That was the only time that I consciously try to adapt or make a change on my style, uh, because I found out there was have lost the love for comics, and my work was very very bad. So out of that, it was just uh, instinctive. Yeah, it was I changed, but without knowing it. Just I think natural evolution, or because you feel like you learn new things and you put in your work. It's just for the fun. You are having fun and trying to improve. It's not like okay, let's change now. It doesn't have to change because you are bored. Uh, for example, uh, uh, I was doing using halftone dots in the 1983 in my books because it was something new back then. And then I started using again in Thanos almost 3 years later because I felt like doing it. I felt, oh, I saw Dampen Ocean using it and it was great. Oh man, I want to use it again. So it's, I think the important thing is that you're having fun. It's like my friend Geraldo Borges with his new style. It's fantastic. It's, you can see that he's having fun.
Así me queda con vergüenza, porque
Me cortó justo cuando estaba tirando flores, Geraldo, ¿viste?
claro.
Bueno, estábamos conversando un poco con Mike sobre los cambios de estilo y es importante lo que él dice, que a fines de los 90, cuando se sentía que su carrera estaba un poco estancada, él toma un paso hacia atrás y es capaz de hacer un cambio para reentusiasmarse y para que además su arte volviera a estar un poco de moda. Me parece que es súper valioso esa capacidad de cierta manera, de reinventarse, aun cuando tu estilo anterior sí te había dado mucho éxito. Y creo que es una buena lección para los dibujantes a veces.
Com certeza, porque em geral
Oh,
la
oh,
Hey, again.
oh boy, I'm so sorry.
You were telling us about the change
And so,
of
yeah,
in that time of your style and the change of Geraldo's style, because I think you both are a good example of evolution in a certain way, you know.
thank you.
Geraldo, you're drawing something. Can I share that with Mike? Geraldo, you're drawing something. Can I share with?
yeah, perfect. Sorry, I'm drawing. I'm drawing a character created by Deodato's father. Yeah, a character called Flama. I will draw this character, during our life. Unfortunately, I'm not capable of finishing this drawing here right now during the live, but I'll try to finish later. Sorry, Deodato, it's not the better version of Flama, but I'll try.
Ya viene Mike de vuelta.
Pode,
Hey,
pode baixar a TV aí.
hello.
Ó, amor, tá aqui. Hey,
Hey again.
hello. I'll try to connect from here.
Perfect. Estamos esperando que Mike retome la conexión mientras Geraldo está dibujando un personaje que se llama Flama, que fue creado por el padre de Mike.
And
Exacto. Es un personaje que incluso si está trabajando en una revista de Flama hoy, pero obviamente Deodato no está dentro de la revista porque como extraña mucho a su papá, no tiene como condiciones como...
El ánimo.
Claro, exacto. Entonces es una otra persona que lo está escribiendo y una otra persona que lo está dibujando.
Mira, qué interesante, porque en
Sí,
general no se sabe mucho del personaje acá en Chile especialmente, no se conoce tampoco de la carrera artística o dibujante del papá de Mike, así que interesante
claro.
echarle un vistazo a lo que está haciendo. Creo que perdimos a Mike, me imagino que va a tratar de conectarse en unos momentos. De todas maneras, los invitamos a que sigan mandando sus preguntas, porque si recuperamos la conexión, obviamente se las vamos a hacer. De todas maneras, hemos tenido una conversación súper interesante con él, donde nos ha contado un poco de la evolución de su estilo, de cómo enfrenta él una página o cómo desarrolla un proyecto, un poco de su carrera, de las razones que lo llevaron a dejar Marvel e intentar este camino nuevo. Nos queda nomás preguntarle un poco más sobre lo que está haciendo en Agua. Me parece interesante el tema de Resistance también y los personajes y los proyectos que tiene ahí. Es interesante cuando un artista que podría estar súper cómodo en la posición en que estaba Mike, digamos, siendo uno de los artistas principales de Marvel,
Claro.
toma este paso como para tener una carrera como artista independiente. Es bien curioso de cierta manera. Los artistas están toda la vida tratando de llegar a Marvel o DC, y él lo hizo y tomó una desviación, un camino distinto. Hay que decir, para la gente que no sabe, Agua es una editorial que comenzó el año pasado, si mal no recuerdo. Nosotros con Geraldo tuvimos la oportunidad bueno, tú fuiste a la oficina de Agua, yo tuve la oportunidad de conocer a una editora, creo que me presentaron ahí. Y es una editorial que está apostando fuerte, con nombres importantes como el de Deodato, con proyectos interesantes, pagando muy bien además a los artistas.
Claro, sí, solo para tener una idea de los artistas que están trabajando con Agua, tiene Deodato, claro, Will Corey también, Frank Shaw también es otro artista súper bueno que está trabajando con Agua. ¿Qué más? Y claro, los guionistas como J. Michael Straczynski, como ¿quién más está trabajando con Agua? No sé si Garth Ennis, no me acuerdo ahora. Sí, solo mandar un saludo para las personas que están acá. Reginaldo es un amigo brasileño de mi ciudad. Un saludo, Reginaldo. Oliver Borges, no es mi primo, pero no es mi primo de verdad, pero es mi primo de corazón. También un gran dibujante que está trabajando con Valiant también. Canro, también un saludo para los chicos de Historiteca. ¿Qué más?
Un saludo para toda la gente de Chile, de Brasil, especialmente que nos están viendo, también algunos amigos de Argentina. Gracias por sintonizar. Hemos tenido algunos problemas técnicos con Mike que son medios inesperados, pero por lo menos hemos podido tenerlo un buen rato conversando acá sobre su carrera y sobre su proceso. A esta altura no sé si se puede echarle un mensaje.
Voy a preguntarle acá, voy a preguntarle.
Si va a lograr reconectarse por último para que nos podamos despedir de él. Y en una próxima oportunidad, con una mejor conexión, podemos retomar la conversación con Mike, por supuesto. Que hay que decirle, es un amigo de Geraldo de hace mucho tiempo, por eso es que también accedió a poder conversar con nosotros. Obviamente también invitarlos a que compren cómics. Estamos con Geraldo y yo con el último detective, el cómic que hicimos hace poco, que lanzamos hace poco, está con venta en accioncomics.cl y en chilecomics.cl. Obviamente el tema de los envíos está un poco complejo, pero algo se puede hacer. No sé si te dice algo, Mike.
Sí, está intentando.
Perfecto, vamos a esperarlo. Entonces, miren, aquí nos escribe desde Colombia, Jones Vascranio. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos desde Colombia también. Vamos a esperar a que Mike pueda volver a compartir con nosotros. De todas maneras, estamos viendo mientras Geraldo dibuja a Flama. ¿Flama de qué año más o menos es, Geraldo?
Mira, buena pregunta. Yo creo que sea por los 70, 60, alguna cosa así, porque en la época de su papá, Flama, así, se escribe así, ¿ya?
¿Cuál Flama? ¿Cómo se llama, digamos, lo mismo?
Sí, claro, exacto. Así, yo en realidad nunca leí nada de Flama, ¿ya? Así, no conozco el personaje, no conozco las historias, porque se trataba de un personaje publicado en su ciudad, así, no llegó a ser publicado en el Brasil entero, ¿ya? Ahora volviendo, ya.
Hello, Mike.
I'm back.
Perfect.
Oh boy.
No problem. Saludos, Alan Robinson. So
So
here.
what we were talking about?
We were talking about Flama, I think, because Gerald is doing a drawing of this character.
Oh, this is just a second. Let me take my earbuds.
No worry.
No problem. So, guys, we are live with Mike Deodato. So you can, if you want to make a question, please feel free to send us your comments also. So we're waiting for him to connect or reconnect with us. Saludos, Moisés Hidalgo. Sigue dibujando, Moisés.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect. So, well, Gerald is doing a little sketch of Flama, this special character, right?
Yeah. So this sketch is from Flama. Somebody did it.
I think it's Flama, yeah?
Who did this one?
Geraldo is doing this drawing right now.
Oh yeah! Oh, fantastic! Whoa! Awesome!
Just sorry, it's not Deodato stuff, but I'll try to do my best here.
Fantastic.
Mike, what can you tell us about Agua? We were talking with Geraldo in the meantime about this new company. They are betting with great artists and with many stories. And I think it's a great thing to start something like this and start it in a big way. I mean.
Yeah. It's Axel Alonso, right? So you can expect good things from him. I think they have already, I don't know, 5 titles for free. You can read them for free at Webtoons, at our Instagram, at their website, and first issue of The Resistance came in 65 in the top 100 from Diamond, and the reception was very good.
Whoa.
So they think big. The main difference from other companies is that they want the artist to have a part of the company. they offer if it becomes a movie, you have part of it too. So
Perfect.
it's just not just your name, not just your name. So they pay you rate and the royalties
Wow.
for your comp book. So and they have the best there. There is Garfienes is there, Stravinsky is there, Axel Alonso. So the list goes on, and great stories, and everybody has this love for comics and got a lot of experience too. And I feel great there. They respect my work. Not that it was not respected in other companies, but I just feel at home, and working with your own stuff is different. Even if you love all these superheroes you grow up reading, doing your own stuff, it's the feeling. It's different. It's completely different. So I'm in love with this new phase, and the, they are all great professionals. They all the editors, and they have great plans, and we keep working. Even when the market is everybody's frozen because
Yeah.
of distribution, we keep working. So it's great. It's great. You're gonna see great books. Right now, I think next week it goes out Year Zero from Ben Percy, that is writing, I think, Wolverine for Marvel. And I read the first issue. It's, oh my God, it's fantastic. So if you everybody should give it a chance, and it's for free. The first issues you can find it at the internet, and I guarantee you're gonna like it.
I wanted to ask because I'm a follower of your social networks, and I want to ask about your relationship with the martial arts. I've seen you in a lot of videos, practicing some kind of martial
Oh,
arts. How is your relation with this activity?
well, I started doing karate in 19. Well, when I was 15 years old, I was bullied in the school, and then oh my God! And then I went to the movies, and it was there was a Bruce Lee movie, not a Bruce Lee movie actually. It was a Bruce Lee copy, but the name Bruce Lee was there in the trail of Bruce Lee. Oh, and the guy was fighting a lot of people, and then, oh my God, I have to do that. And then I looked for a gym, and then started training. And I would go to the school with my with my gi, the karate clothes, those pajamas, and I would take them for the school to inside my bag, and everybody would see, oh, he trains karate. So everybody left me alone. And but I think it's kind of connect with comics, because master of kung fu, and there was judo master back in my days too, and iron fist and all of these things. So I I think deep down I always wanted to be to fight like my superheroes I like. I trained from 15 to 18 years old, and then I stopped. I started training again at 30, 35, 40, and now I'm a second degree black belt. But it's been almost 10 years, 8 years that I didn't have a proper training. And then came the quarantine, and I couldn't do my go to the gym to do lift weights. Oh hell, I have to do some. So I started doing karate again. It's been great. I What I like about more martial arts karate is it gives you focus, and because there is not only about the fighting, is about your you focus in discipline and everything you need to complete a work, right? So and vision and everything. So it's great. It helps me to concentrate, keep me in shape. So it's, and you can when you are with some anger, you can discount it on the punch bag, or So it's good.
You have made a lot of characters and stories. There's some story or character that you really want to do and you haven't done it yet?
Oh yeah. Well, I'd love to do the classic ones. Well, I'd love to do Conan, but I already did. It's called Berserker Unbound. And I would love to do Prince Valiant, Spirit, Tarzan. Tarzan would be great. And but right now, I just want to do my own character. Man, I'm I'm craving to tell you about my next project, but I can't. But as soon as I know, I will tell you about that. In the
Great.
meantime, Bad Mother is amazing, amazing. I
What,
remember
what,
when I first read the script.
can you tell us, because the title is very, it's very attractive, but I don't know about the story. What can you tell us about Bad
Oh
Mother?
yeah, yeah. We want the title is more like the subtitle is Baking Bad instead of Breaking Bad. Is Baking Bad like cooking something,
Yeah.
and it's a mother that her daughter is kidnapped, and she has no one to give help her to get her back, so she has to do it by herself, and she has no karate background or no military. It's just a mother, and in her 50s, and she has to do something, and she does. And then the guy's gonna regret it. She uses the tools that a soccer man has in her hands, and right, recipes, anything she has, and she goes after her daughter to get her daughter back. And man, the finale, the ending, it's like a good movie, when you finish it, it's perfect. I was oh man, it's great. The suspense, the building of the suspense is amazing, amazing.
Who's the
I'm in
writer?
love with this story.
Who's the
It's
writer?
Krista Faust. Uh,
Yeah.
Krista Faust. Yeah, she won she writes mostly novels. She
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of comics, but she's great. I think her most famous book is Money Shot. She got several awards for it. It's great. I already read it too, and so it's amazing, amazing. You have to read it
Yeah, sure.
soon, in July 1st.
Yeah, but one thing I really like about people who come for other things outside comics. For example, his writer
Mm-hmm.
is the opportunity to bring something new
Mm-hmm.
for the
Yeah.
comic. Because
Yeah.
when you just start with comics, you do the same. It's very hard to bring something new, and
Good.
and and,
Good.
and having something else outside comics, it's a great thing.
Yeah. 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 Good point. Yes. And he, that's a good thing about Axel Alonso too. He's able to teach all these writers outside comics to how to write for comics. He's the perfect editor for it. He guides you through through the because it's a completely different kind of language. You have to learn how to do it, and he's the perfect guy for it.
For the people who don't know Axel Alonso, Axel Alonso was the former actor of Vertigo and former actor of Marvel, an important Marvel actor, and right now is the actor in chief and chief at all in Awa.
Yeah. His career is full of great accomplishments, especially his run on Marvel as editor-in-chief. It was great. It brought, I think the main thing he brought, in my opinion, was the diversity for Marvel comics. It was his call.
Mike, there's one question here from your fans. Here, there a funny question, funny thing about the production of if you tell us a funny story of producing a book like Wonder Woman, Hulk. I don't know. If you can share with us another a fun story of your life, you know.
Well, I did a lot of stupid
I
things.
know you had a lot of fun stories.
I think the most stupid thing I did ever was when I think I told this story for you already. I was 22, 23 with the mind of 10 years old, and I was in France. The first time I travel abroad outside my country, and I was there in France with a lot of famous artists from Brazil: Mauricio de Souza, Geraldo, Luis G, Laerte, Angeli, Paulo Caruso, Chico Caruso. Everybody was famous and experienced and smart, and I was the only one not famous and completely
Unknown guy.
notionless. There isn't this word. Yeah. So I was there walking around, and then Luis J. Mike, come here, come here. At that time, my name was Deodato. I was not Mike. I was not Mike already. And come here, come here. I'm talking with the editor of the German version of heavy metal, schwer metal. Ashinch knew her. He's German. And I said, "Oh, he's German. Hi, Hitler." and then, of course, he was. Luigi was like all the colors. He was white and green and red. And he would turn to the guy. Oh, the dog is stupid. He's a moron. And he would turn to me. Oh, Mike, you are so stupid. Why did you say that? And I don't know. And then he would come to the guy. Oh, forgive him, please. He doesn't know what he's saying. And I was there. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then the guy, but in the end, the guy ended up publishing my work anyway. And I thought maybe he was a Nazi, maybe he liked the compliment. No, I'm kidding. He was not. But I was stupid. I had no idea. I was just funny. I heard this phrase in the movies, in the TV, and I thought it was cool. And then. But Mike, they spent all these years trying to get rid of this stigma and then to bring it. And I'm sorry. Yeah, that's me.
Well,
Well,
I think the Germans. You came back to Germany. You've been in Germany last year, no?
Oh yeah. I've been there in 1998 and last year.
Germany.
Yeah, I love Germany, and it's a great country. So I'm sorry for that. It was another me, another time.
Mike, yesterday I was in another streaming with some editors from Mexico and also from Brazil, and we were talking about the Brazilian industry that in Chile and in many countries of the continent, we don't know what is happening in Brazil. I don't know if you maintain a connection with the local industry in terms of creation or publishing companies. What can you tell us about what is happening in Brazil in terms of comics?
Well, I really don't have much information, to be honest. But as far as I can see, I see it's growing. And I'm telling you, without counting on the quarantine on this time. Before before the quarantine that affected the industry in the whole world, not only in comics,
Yeah,
but before that, I saw it growing. A lot of comic conventions happening, a lot of new editors, new comics. The level of creativity and the quality of the comics are fantastic. New artists, you can measure it just by seeing the artist alley at CCXP. The amount of great artists there. It's so many, so great artists and writers, and CCXP is an example for itself. It's so big, one of the biggest conventions in the world, happening in Brazil,
yeah.
and so it's growing. It's growing. It's way better than back when I started, and I think right now there is also the help of like Catarsis and Kickstarter. These these are tools that you can use to publish your book without the need of a company to publish it. You can publish yourself, present to the readers, and they choose you to fund your book. And I think internet had a great the whole world a great play to help spread the word about comics. And so I think it's a good. We were in a good place before quarantine. After that, I have no idea, but I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be okay. We are gonna recover, and if you are still alive after that, it's gonna be
No, I hope you're still alive. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope that everything will be all
You're a
right.
healthy
I
guy.
hope we have.
You are so healthy compared than me. You make sports and so on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, all right.
There's another question from our.
Well, I think that's it. Well, thank you for being with us, Mike, for share with us your internet connection and your experience in the comic industry. I hope we can have you here in this humble streaming in another time, and of course we want you to visit us here in Chile. We're waiting for you
Oh,
for a long time, so I hope that happens in a near future.
Yeah.
that would be a great pleasure. Yes.
Another thing to finish our chat. I know there are a lot of Chilean artists or from another country, and I like to know if you can share another tip or other advice to the artists who are trying to break in.
Well, the best way to break in comics right now is to go to ArtistGO. ArtistGo, right? It's a
Yeah.
is it ArtistGo, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, because no, Geraldo is Oh my God, he's amazing, amazing. He's not only a great guy, but also a fantastic artist, and he can teach too. So you not only will be very well represented, but you can learn from the best. So
Thank you so
that's
much.
my tip.
Thank you so much. I'm very I'm very happy to every single time we talk with each other, and Deodato is an artist who helped me so much when I started changing my stuff, trying to improve my work, and Deodato gave me some tips, some advices, and I'm so really proud of being your friend. I'm really how can I really thank you for your friendship and for your advices. So I never actually I started to work with comics. I trying to work to breaking in comics in 1997, and Deodato in that time was the best one. And I just know Deodato by your name, Mike Deodato, and just it. That's it. And later we met Deodato. I met Deodato, and we became friends. And really, I'm really so proud to share these friendships. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I know. You know, I love you.
Yeah, but thank you so much for accepting our inviting, and I hope you come here in Chile one day, yeah, to break to share some wine and so on.
I would love to. Let's do it someday.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, Geraldo, and thank you all for watching us tonight. Y eso fue todo en inglés. Ahora nos despedimos en español. Muchas gracias por vernos. Vamos a subir esto, va a quedar obviamente en nuestras redes sociales, va a estar también en nuestro canal de YouTube. Geraldo, si se quieren despedir con Mike en portugués, aprovechen, ya que estamos liberando.
Por supuesto. Deodato, obrigado aí por ter aceitado o nosso convite mais uma vez. Cara. Agradeço mesmo, de coração, porque prazer. Você é uma pessoa que já queria... assim, quando a gente começou com esse lance de fazer as lives, enfim, cara, uma pessoa que eu tenho que convidar é o Deodato. E aí, que bom que você pôde vir aqui conversar um pouco com a gente, compartilhar um pouco da sua experiência com as pessoas que estão aqui. Então, só tenho que lhe agradecer. E quando precisar de alguma coisa do Chile, é só levantar a mão.
Valeu, cara. Obrigado aí. Pessoal, depois vamos voltar quem tem a maior cabeça. Se é o Geraldo. Assim,
por ter.
Obrigado, Mike. Obrigado, Geraldo.
Valeu.
Valeu. Um abraço.
Tchau para você.
Tchau.